I don't even know where to start. I'm recording this. It's 1:21 a.m. on December 31st, 2025. So it's been quite a while since I picked up the camera. Yeah, I know that's my bad. But I kind of wanted to make a last video before kind of end off on a new year and kind of talk about my trading career and like where I'm at. Obviously, I was done with school and I'm going to spring semester in like a month, but I haven't taken a trade in a little over a month just because with the December price action, I didn't want to take a trade, and I kind of want to just talk about like my journey so far as a day trader, I guess. Even though I haven't making any money or payouts, I guess technically I made some money. I guess if you want to go in investments or option calls or stuff like that. But it's crazy to see how time goes so quick. Like I feel like I was just recording another video about my goals for 2025, and if you look back on that video, it might have seemed unrealistic. It was more of like a goal to shoot for the stars, and it was like more of a like a goal thinking I could achieve it just because I started a business. I've day traded for or started day trading. I got into futures last August of 2024, so it's been a little bit over a year and I've made huge improvements. And right now I think I'm in the eval phase where I trade a funded, build it into a live account sooner or later. I think in the future, that's what my plan is. Obviously, stack multiple accounts, copy trade, and build the account higher, and then just, I guess, turn it into a live account or still also trade the funded accounts. I'm not too sure on that, but obviously, I have some goals for 2026, and it's more realistic, but also pretty big goals I want to achieve. Definitely pass a funded, but also keep it and take a payout. I want to be able to take a payout within the first couple months. I think I want to first build a big buffer for my funded accounts and then have multiple accounts as well under that so I can copy trade. And I think I'd say around 3 months, in March, be able to take a a good payout, or even in between that, depending on how it goes and how the market looks, or just how I'm feeling with the market and this and that. But throughout my journey of trading, it's been rough, especially with the emotions. That's a big part of trading. I'd say emotions are probably like 75%, depending on the person too, but trading emotions are really big and plays a big role. Besides that, it's your strategy, back testing, also getting used to the market. So I feel like you would, as a day trader or getting into day trading, you would have to be you have to give yourself about a year, within a year, to see what happens during this month, or in quarter four, like in December, which is kind of choppy. It's been choppy the past couple of weeks, so I didn't want to take a trade. I mean, there's been some opportunities, but also I think I've been a little bit comfortable. I've been getting comfortable because obviously I work another part-time job. But there's this quote I heard this person say. I don't even know it's a quote, but it was just saying, you lose hours of sleep to wake up for your job, but you don't wake up for yourself. See, that resonated with me a lot, just because I've gone to work with 3-4 hours of sleep for a truck day or a regular open shift. I've been on 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, and I still managed to wake up and get to work on time. But if I sleep at 1 or 2 a.m., I can't even wake up for market open at 9:30. And it kind of shows that like my priorities there weren't straight properly. And I've soon to realize that if I can't wake up for market open, which is at 9:30, that's not super early. That's not even that early. If I can't wake up for market open at 9:30 or 9, but I can wake up for work at 6, 5 a.m., then there's, something's not right there. And I've had my priorities on the wrong thing, but also I had school and I didn't prioritize what actually should be prioritized. And I think that's something I want to fix in 2026. And I want to keep this platform like YouTube and social media to keep me accountable and making sure that through this trading journey until I become profitable, I want to be able to make sure what my actual intentions are with trading, not just for some, quick dopamine boost. I want to be able to actually provide for myself in the future and make a living out of it, which all traders would want to do. Enough yapping, I want to just kind of quickly talk about my trading journey. So I started, I'll going back to high school. I think senior year, I've started like early senior year, when like the start of senior year, I've got into stocks, I guess. My friend would always tell about stocks and stuff, especially the Ford stocks, since it was pretty cheap. The start of college, I didn't really do much of trading. It was more like business stuff. I wanted to start like SMMA, like you guys seen on my early YouTube videos, I guess. And then I think the summer before my second year, my friend got into trading more, and we had this group. It was me and two other friends, and we started trading, and we were kind of locked in. It was more of a quick high that we got from early trading, and he told me about Top Step. That was the first thing he told me about, which was this, eval, which they give you money to leverage off of and make more money once you pass the funded. Obviously, you guys know how that works. And obviously, I'm like, wow, that's a great way to make so much money. So what do? I buy account. I get it. I blow it. And then I've blown multiple accounts. I lost several thousands of dollars, I guess you could say. Yes, I lost thousands of dollars trading up to date. But that's normal. Like, that's expected. If you've lost only hundreds of dollars, and good for you. Maybe you playing it smart. You don't want to buy any evals, or you want to play it more safer. But obviously, I've made some dumb mistakes. My emotions have got to me, like every other beginner trader. And then fast forward, I took a little break this time last year. So like kind of going into New Year's, the first, January, December, January, February, I didn't really trade. I didn't really look at the market at all. It was more prioritized for, I guess, the business I was working on, and I didn't really get into it. And then later in the year, I started getting into it more as my friends, or one of my friends stuck to it as well, and we kind of wanted to keep each other accountable and kind of make this something out of it, and actually, use the skills that we've learned and apply it to the market to actually make us some money. I feel like my personality has become more monotone, but also in a good way, just cause you're less reactive to things, you know, you're less emotional. Some people might see that as a negative, but I feel like as time went on with trading, my emotions have been a lot better. Like my psychology has improved by a lot. I recently mentioned, like the last couple of videos, I've started journaling with my trades. I just type it in my notes app here on my phone, but I kind of talk about how I felt before and after the trade, what my thought process was going into the trade, why I traded, what I traded off of, like my confluences, and how I felt. I think if I were to tell someone, or if someone were to ask me if they wanted to get into trading, I would say no, just cause, well, it's like this. If I told them I already lost thousands of dollars, they'd be like, yeah, no. Not everyone is willing to lose money. Obviously, that's, you know, no one wants to lose hundreds and thousands of dollars, but sometimes you have to lose to win. And in that sense, losing in trading isn't really losing. I'd really want to say it's more like learning, just because you wouldn't know until you actually try, right? See, if you went into trading and you won, then that's kind of just luck. But if you lost, you know that you were wrong and you got to fix a couple things and, you know, back test, reuse your strategy, or maybe it's your emotions. You know, I don't want to yap too much, but trading for me, I feel like, is something I want to stick with for the rest of my life. I also want to get into real estate and when I have a lot of capital, but I wanted to just kind of summarize my trading journey and where I've been the last month and a half, which I apologize for. And I want to share, going into 2026, what my thought process is with trading personally and where I want to be. I have roughly another year and a half of school, and I'm only doing it because of my dad. I definitely want to stick to trading. I'm probably gonna make another video soon. I think I'll make another video hopefully later this week, kind of just going over my goals and what I actually have planned for 2026 and what I want to see from myself, and hopefully I can come back a year from now and talk about the things I've achieved and talk about the things I've done that I said I was going to do with trading. Not just trading, actually, just like, life in general, my income, my body, my health. The main goal, or the main reason I got in, was actually obviously to make a lot of money, but what I can do with that money. I think it's pretty cool how I can pick up a strategy and expect what the market can do, and hopefully I can read off the market, make money, and take the advantage of that, and help the people that helped me and my parents, and hopefully give them the money I made and back to my friends and family who've been there for me. So I think it's not just the money aspect, it's what you could do with the money. I want to be able to help my family and give back to them. So that's a big reason why I wanted to do this. But hopefully I kind of summarized it good enough. Not too much yapping. I'm just mad tired, so I might just feel monotone, like I've talked about my personality. It is almost 2 o'clock. I do have work tomorrow, actually. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna end it there. I know it's a pretty boring video of just me talking about trading, but hopefully that kind of summarizes my, I guess, story